Not only was the 2004 movie Friday Night Lights based on a true story, but the characters in the movie also existed in real life. And one of the most memorable characters from Friday Night Lights was, of course, Boobie Miles. And what happened to Boobie Miles after high school, in particular where he is today, is just beyond tragic. Now, in 1988, Boobie Miles was one of the best running backs in the country and was being heavily recruited by almost every single D1 school in the country, so saying he had a bright future at this point was an absolute understatement. However, things came to a screeching halt for Boobie Miles when he injured his knee pivoting on artificial turf during a preseason game. Now, saying his knee was very injured is putting it lightly, and he needed immediate reconstructive surgery, which he decided against in favor of rehab and a supportive brace. Then, just a few weeks after his injury, he began urging the coaches to let him play, which led to a lot of tension at the school and arguments between Boobie and the coaches. Eventually, the coaches would relent and let Boobie play, which led to him destroying his knee even more. Then when the coaches told Boobie they weren't going to let him play on that injured knee anymore, it led to him just up and quitting the team. Eventually, Boobie got full reconstructive surgery on his knee and began playing football for Ranger Junior College in Texas. But after his injury, he was never the same. His explosiveness was gone, his speed was gone, and he couldn't cut on angles anymore. He would eventually fail out of college in 1990, and that would be the end of Boobie Miles' football career forever. Now, after all this, Boobie grew up and lived a normal life. He ended up getting married, had 4 kids, and settled down in Midland, Texas. But unfortunately, his personal life was not peaches and rainbows, and he started getting arrested quite frequently. And things took a drastic turn in 2011 when he was arrested for aggravated assault after repeatedly beating his brother in the face with a beer bottle. He eventually pled guilty to the charges and was given 5 years of probation, which he violated in 2013 and was sent to prison for 5 years. Then after his release in 2018, he just couldn't stay out of trouble and was arrested on numerous charges, including domestic violence. And then in 2020, things went from bad to much, much worse for Boobie Miles. Boobie would end up getting sentenced to prison to another 5 years in connection to an aggravated assault case dating back to 1999. Boobie would end up getting released after serving just 2 years out of his 5-year prison term, but he refused to comply with registration guidelines and was arrested again and was sent back to prison, this time for a 13-year stretch where he now currently resides in a Texas prison cell. At just the age of 17, Boobie Miles was a star Texas athlete with dreams just as bright as his future and was destined for fame and fortune. But just like that, it was all over.
Winchell to Miles. Miles, running room. That's a Mojo touchdown. The winner. Game's over. Mojo wins. Mojo wins! Mojo wins! Mojo wins!